Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Get Lost with Lost. In this episode we are going to have to prioritise and get our quarry up and running. We're out of gold and we're running low on pretty much everything else. Now if you remember from the last episode we focused on building our power plant over there. We'll head on over there now to see how it's doing. I've been clearing out a space over here actually for our emerald farm. We'll get to that in another episode. And as you can see, there are a couple of other different types of trees growing. I've added a few stairs so we can get up, and I've tidied up where the pipes go in and out on either side. So the building's looking a little bit more respectable. So here we are. Now, this has been running for about 18 hours, on and off, not including server restarts, etc. And this is all still filled up nicely. It's all getting plenty of power. I'm just going to turn this off quickly because we're going to be dismantling it again in a minute. I know, annoying that it is. Now, saplings wise, as you can see there, we've got over 11,000, which is damned impressive. And it may not be an infinite source of power, but it's a bloody huge one. 4,000 apples, we'll never eat all of those. Over 108,000 wood, which is impressive. Now, I've added these two chests on using the different saplings that I've added because the generators are more efficient with different items in at the same time. So I thought I'd throw a few different species of trees in at the top there to see how they did. It seems to be working alright, but they haven't been in there very long, so these are just starting to save up their saplings now. These are obviously producing more saplings than the birch saplings. Now if we go outside and have a quick look, well, I've got to go turn the harvesters off because we're dismantling the machines in a minute. Now you see it plants it in squares. If you remember inside the planter, there's a 3x3 grid inside there. So whichever grid square has the saplings in is the grid square on top where they get planted. So you got this nice little checkerboard effect here. But let's switch these off. And when they've used their internal buffer, we should be safe to dismantle the machines without sending stuff flying everywhere. So I'll switch this guy off and I'll meet you back downstairs. Okay, we're back down here again. Now, as you remember from the last episode, the deep storage units here, you can break them and replace them anywhere and they will maintain the memory of what they were holding. So we're going to dismantle all of these now because they're in the way currently. And we need to start filtering the excess saplings through more bioreactors, which should be simple enough. Let's break these off. We've got to tidy the place up a bit. Okay, so if we get another, in fact we don't need to place the generators next to it, do we? We could use tanks. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Either way, we shall get the pipes going through, the saplings piping directly into the top. And we're going to need, have I got saplings on me? I've got those two. I need one of the other ones. Let's have one of you. There we go. Okay, so going into these, oh nuts, we're going to want black. Sorry, I had to check. We're going to want the saplings to go into these as well, much the same as they're fed into that one. So like so. Oh, what am I doing? Clumsy fingers. Okay, so all the excess saplings are going to feed into these reactors as well first. Now we may well add more reactors if we're not making enough biofuel or we're not using up all of the saplings. But then we'll continue around the corner here and we'll place back down all of our deep storage containers. And we'll set these up much the same as we did last time with some diamond pipes. This is all kind of messy. I mean, I want to have a huge applied energistics setup, so all of these are going to be moot anyway. So we'll be having a much more permanent, a much more graceful setup. But we'll get these set up nicely. So we need to take something out of this one. So they're all black, aren't they? Okay, we'll pop the oak in there, pop the oak back. Birch saplings, I didn't need to take those out, did I? Oh well, we'll pop those back as well. And this is going to be oak saplings in this one. And apples in this one. And so spruce in this one. Okay, so they're all set up again. All the excess saplings will feed into these reactors first, and then they'll continue on over to this side. Now we could switch this back on again without too much fuss. Oh no, we've got to pop the void pipe on the end. I'm not collecting the wood from the spruce and the birch trees because I don't have any uses for the wood that I've already got, and on the off chance that I want to make something out of those particular types of wood, I'll just add another chest or just siphon it off separately. It shouldn't take more than an hour or two to give me more wood than I can use. So we switch the planter back on. No, we didn't. We'll switch these back on, then the machine will start running again. Okay, the machines are all switched back on again and running nicely. I'm just going to turn off the sound actually, because while we're in here those machines are going to get annoying. So hopefully excess saplings should be feeding into these. None as yet. Why is that? Is that because... was that not full? That's not full. Anyway, we can sort of speed this along quite easily. I'll just grab a few stacks of these. Actually, we'll get quite a few. Why not? And we'll chuck them into these reactors. You can have that one as well, why not? There we go. So they're going to start making biofuel for us now. But we're going to want somewhere for them to go. Now I'll cut back in a moment. Okay, first things first, I cooked up a load of glass earlier, so we'll use that to make up some tanks. Nice and easy. I do miss the Railcraft iron tanks. The Zycraft tanks are pretty good as well, but these ones are going to have to do as it's all that we've got at the moment. I say at the moment because I have my fingers crossed that someone else will add another mod that includes tanks. I cooked up the other stack of obsidian dust so that we could make some liquiducts, which need copper. Just like so, just like making a normal pipe. And that gives us a full stack of liquiduct. Lovely job. Okay, we'll run back with these tanks and the liquiduct and hook these things up. Okay, back in here again, we shall set up our tanks quickly. Now we want to have access to these from both sides, but we can leave them close to the generators, I think. And they're going to be 4 tall, nice and simple. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it there? Yeah. Okay, how many more of these can we fit in? A couple of rows, nice. So this is actually quite a ton of biofuel we're going to be storing here, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, now liquiducts, theoretically they should pump straight out. I haven't actually tried them on the thermal expansion machines yet. Oh balls, we don't want to pump out of that, do we? I don't suppose it really matters at the moment. We'll be tidying this up at a later stage. So these should pump straight in like so, and we're going to have to connect that one by right clicking on the liquiduct to join these up. There we go. Lovely job. So these will start filling up now, and now we go sort ourselves out with some biogenerators to accept all this biofuel. Well, I'm back with my biogenerators. Now, I haven't been gone long, but these don't seem to be filling up as fast as I would like. But then we're not really going to know how much biofuel we're going to use if we aren't using any of the energy from it. So we'll hook a couple of quarries up to the 2 bioreactors, and if that's not enough, then we'll add 1 or 2 more. We'll get it worked out nicely. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of space here. I'll leave a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, just so my pipes don't all look like spaghetti and be a mess. We've got 8 generators and 8 tanks, which is completely random. It wasn't even remotely planned. Let's eat a bit of steak quickly. There we go. Now we want to attach the liquiducts to all of these, like so. And they're going to be coming this way and attaching to these. I'm aware I could have attached those directly to these, but because we have to apply a redstone signal to the liquiduct, I'm not sure if these turn on or off. I imagine they would turn off if you applied a redstone signal, so that might confuse issues. So I wasn't going to bother with that. Now we need to pop a pipe, just the one in there, just like that. Now with liquid ducts, if we adjust these end pieces here where it connects, if we adjust them so that the arrow is out, that means that they are an output. Now they will accept a redstone signal and that will cause them to pump, which is amazing, so we don't need to use redstone engines or anything like that. I shall go sort out something for a redstone signal and be right back. Okay, I've had a small change of heart. I don't like this pipe in the middle there, because it's going to make applying a redstone signal to all of these an absolute nightmare. So we're going to bring the liquid duct out to this side instead. So it cost us 2 more liquid duct to do so, but it's not that bad. And we'll apply a lever to each and every one of these, and they should all start pumping nicely. I mean, I don't think the reactors have made enough fuel to fill all of these machines, if any of them, but they should sort of... Oh, it hasn't done too badly, has it? So that's taken about 6 or 7 minutes, I suppose, maybe even 10, and it's already almost filled the generators with biofuel. So they're not actually working as slowly as I thought they were, and they're getting plenty of saplings in. They're not getting any birch through yet. Why is that? Do birch drop less saplings than other trees? I suppose they must do. They've only got... yeah, they haven't even got a second bit in there. Oh well, not the end of the world. Might try the MFR rubber trees in there. Either way, we've got an absolute ton of stored saplings, so we can just manually put them in by hand if needs be. But there we go, that's our power being generated. I'll stick some redstone conduit on the end. I've got no spare energy cells at the moment, but we can get this all hooked up ready. Adjust those to output. So in theory, as long as we can keep these topped up with biofuel, 8 of those will be producing, okay, quick cut because I had to check the calculator, anywhere between 110 and 125 MJ per tick. So that's an insane amount of power. Plus, if power is not being drawn, they won't even use up their fuel. And if the tanks are full, then the reactors won't use anything up either. So, in theory, we have a fully sustainable power. As long as we don't use it faster than we can produce it, which is unlikely at the moment because there's more than enough to run a quarry in most machines at the same time. So we'll go get ourselves set up for a quarry now, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, first thing we're going to need to do before we get the quarry set up is build a few tesseracts. We'll need 4. We need 2 item and 2 energy. I was going to go for liquid because the energy tesseracts have a 25% loss when you teleport power through them, so we could have transported liquid directly to biofuel reactors, well, biofuel generators that are attached to the quarry, but we're going to go for just transporting the energy for now, just because it's helpful and we get to see how much energy we can actually produce. So we need 4 tesseract frames, which are quite easy to make, but we also need to throw some ender pearls into the magma crucible so that we can fill these up, as you can see there. Now I think it takes 4 per tesseract, so how many have we got? Not 1. Okay, so we're going to have to transmute some with the minium stone. I think it takes 4 per tesseract, so 4 times 4 is 16. That should be enough. We'll chuck those in there to melt while we're cracking on, and we'll get these tesseracts made. So we need 4 diamonds, we need some tin, no, there we go, no, not 1, whole stack please, and some of the hardened glass. Nice and simple recipe, as ever. There we go, and some glass, gives us 4 tesseract frames. Excellent, so we'll chuck those over here to fill up, and then we'll see what else we need to collect. Oh, is that going to be enough actually? I don't think it is. All of them are melted. One of them will take 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets. Come on, hurry up. 4. Yeah, one bucket per. Yeah, that's okay, we've got plenty. So next up, the item tesseract. We need 2 pneumatic servos, nice and easy. And we need some tin and some silver. All quite doable. We've got some silver. We've got no iron left. We'll get some of that. And we need some glass, which is over here. I'll skip through the rest of the crafting process. I mean, you know what it entails, and if you're not sure, you can check in any eye. Back in a moment. Actually, a quick error. We don't actually have any gold left to make the energy tesseracts. We're going to have to transmute some. This is the recipe, in case you didn't know, to make gold. 1 diamond will give you 4 gold. And we'll throw that into the induction furnace, along with some silver. And that'll give us more than enough electrum to finish the energy tesseracts. Okay, tesseracts all built, and I have the basics of a rudimentary sorting system. We're going to move the ore processing over into the other building for now, until we get our main base set up. So we're going to take these guys up now. Right click with a wrench, I keep forgetting. We'll bring the hoppers as well, because they'll be needed. And I'll see you over in the other building. Okay, as you can see here, while we've been away making our tesseracts, all the biofuel generators are filled up, the liquid ducts are all backed up nicely, and these tanks are starting to fill up. And these are still getting enough saplings. This one obviously more, because this one will fill up first before this one will. So this one's going to be doing the grunt of the work. It's not too important. If we feel we're running out, again, we can just throw some more in. Now, before we go and set the quarry up, we're going to make a rudimentary sorting system. First things first, we'll pop an item tesseract in this corner. I usually like to go from left to right, but just because of the way the building's set up, we're going to be going from right to left this time. And the buildcraft pipes interface nicely with the tesseract. It's all very well laid out, so they all work perfectly. Now, first things first, we're going to want to ditch items that we don't want to go through the rest of the sorting system. In this case, it will be sand, gravel, no, not gravel, sand, dirt and cobble, I think will be the things that we'll want to keep, because they do have a use, even if it is just for filling holes or what have you. But there we go, just make sure these are set to input from the top, which they are, up, in, yep, excellent. Now we'll have to sort the diamond pipes out in a little while with what's going to be going in them, but we will pop the a void pipe up there as well, so we can get rid of the things that we don't want to keep. We won't be needing that one just yet. Pop a gold one there, just so there's a little bit of a gap. Now, where do we set up our pulverizer and furnace? I think we'll set them up just here next to where the power is. We'll face them this way. No, we'll have them facing this way. Okay, first up, the furnace and the pulverizer. So pulverizer on the left, furnace on the right, although it doesn't really matter which order you put them in, but I like to do them this way because, again, I like to go left to right. Hoppers on the top, because you can't beat a couple of hoppers. There we go. Lovely. So that'll be getting piped in from, I suppose we could pipe it in straight in up the top there. Like so. Come back one. No. Come back two. And then that one, the ores should feed directly into there. And then we've got the output from the secondary output from the macerator will be coming from there. We'll bring it back against the wall so it's out of the way, and that's going to be going into there. So all of our dusts, much the same as we set it up in the other house, we'll just go inside and make sure it's all set up nicely. So yellow we want to be coming out of the back, which would be this one. The red's going to go out the right there, and the top wants to be an input because that's where the hoppers are feeding in. Same with the furnace here, input from the left and there, output to the right. And we have some iron chests, So we'll pop one of those down there, and that'll collect all of our metals. Now I might have to upgrade that to a gold chest before I log off, but we'll get to that. Okay, back over to this side. Again, as I told you before, the buildcraft pipes are pretty intelligent, so they're going to just try and put everything in these chests. They're all spare, so everything which doesn't go through get stored in the deep storage units or get taken over to the ore processing will just get dropped in here. Now I don't have any ores or anything to set the diamond pipes up for that, so all the ores are going to get dropped in over here as well, but we'll set those up in a minute, and then we can refine the system as and when we need to. Okay, as this is only temporary, I'm not too bothered about how tidy it looks. So the power for these two machines is just going to go straight in the front from here, and they should be filling up. Excellent. So we've got power to the ore processing, and now we need power. We need the energy tesseract, which is this one. No, move over you. The energy tesseract we're going to put here. Now the energy tesseracts, they'll draw power even if we aren't sending it anywhere. So make sure you turn it off if you're not running anything at a distance, like so. Now, I'd had a quick run around and I grabbed a copper ore and an iron ore from around about outside. So we're going to put those in the white slot here, or the grey slot when you look at it in this screen. But there, we'll pop those in there, so any iron and copper that comes through is going to go straight over to the ore processing. Now we want to section these off. Now black, we would like the dirt to go down there. Black there, we would like to save the cobble. And then black here, we'd like to save sand. There it is. No, clicked on the wrong thing. Sand to go in black. So all that will save nicely. Now going up the white there, we want to ditch everything we don't need, like sandstone, smooth sandstone, gravel, because gravel is next to useless. We'll pick up enough flints anyway that we'll probably end up ditching those as well at some point. Now in case we hit a spider dungeon, we've included oak wood planks and fencing so that our chests don't fill up with completely useless crap. And that should pretty much cover the basics. So yeah, sorted. We need to set up our tesseracts now. So the item tesseract, I don't know whether you know how to use tesseracts or if you've watched my tutorial video on them, but you need to choose a frequency. First though, if we go into configuration here, we can set it to owner only, so no one else will be able to see or use our frequencies, which is important on a multiplayer server. And we'll want this to be receive only because it's the quarries in, isn't it? So we'll call this items in, nice and simple, and we'll assign it a frequency number of 1 because I'm unbelievably inventive. Now if you click the positive there, you can save the frequency and it'll appear in your frequencies list, and then if you click on set frequency, it will be highlighted to show that this tesseract is now operating on this frequency. It's receiving only and we're the only people that can use it. Okay, so we'll go over and set up the energy tesseract as well. Now we're going to call this one power out, and we'll put this on frequency 1 again. You notice that the different tesseracts, the energy, item and liquid, have different frequency lists, so it doesn't matter if you use the same number. But we'll call it power out and 1 because again I'm inventive. We'll save the frequency into our frequency list and then we'll set it. So this is all good. Actually, I've just set it to public access, didn't I? So no, we don't want that. Can we delete the frequencies? Probably, but I'm not entirely sure how. Anyway, we'll send this to owner only, and it will be send only. Again, power out. Oh no, we better change the name actually, just in case it gets confused. We'll just call this power, and we'll set it to frequency 2. Save and set. So now again, it's a private power network sending energy, or at least it will be when we switch it on, because otherwise it'll just continue to draw the power like I said. I think that's pretty much it. We've got our power going ready for the quarry, we've got our items coming in from the quarry, we've got a very basic sorting system set up. We should be able to go set one up. Okay, with my first quarry I like to grab a load of sand so that it's easy to cook up some glass if we ever need it. So we're going to head back to our original hole, back off in the distance there. Plus it's plenty distance away from my house. Oh, there we go, load up. It's a good distance away from my new house, so I really don't care about leaving gaping holes in the landscape. And I'm not a fan of mining in Mistcraft ages. I don't really have any reasons, I'm just not a fan. Okay, so we'll go out here and we'll set this quarry up. See where a load of creepers tried to kill me a while ago. Okay, here's as good a place as any. Not going to hit. Oh, we do need to get some water in there. There's water over here, isn't there? Excellent. Now you want to keep water in your quarries just so that any lava you hit will get turned into obsidian. And you want to start them up relatively high, especially if you're doing it in the middle of nowhere. Because that way you don't have to worry about the laser thing having to clear too much area and taking a lot of time. So first up is get down a landmark and give it a redstone signal. So the blue lines will extend 64 blocks, which is the max size of a quarry. So we're going to set our landmarks up at 64 blocks. So you're about here. There we go. Then we've got to do one over this side. I think the lasers will have a tiny bit to clear out, but it shouldn't take too long. Oh, you would be hovering over the water, wouldn't you? Okay, fine. We can work with it. There we go. So we'll pop that one on the side there, and we're set. Okay, take the redstone signal away, and then right click, and you'll get your lines. Nice and simple. Pop the quarry down. The quarries always have to be touching the central landmark. Quite a few people get that wrong as well. And it says in the bottom left there, the quarry will keep 21 chunks loaded. So that's going to be all the chunks that it's covering there. And then we just need to add the tesseracts. I'll do the item one first, because that way we won't send items spilling out everywhere if it starts faster than we're ready to. Now to get up our other frequency, we'll just change this to owner only, and we'll see it's already there. So we can click on that and then set the frequency. So you see it's set to the same one, but we want to set this to send only, because the other end's obviously set to receive only. And then that is the item tesseract done. Now the energy tesseract, much the same thing. Change it to owner only, we'll see our frequency there. Now when I click this, it should start up straight away in theory. I did remember to go and turn the conduit to output into the tesseract again before I came this way. So we do that, and it should be starting. It's not going to now though, to make me look particularly stupid. Oh yeah, no, it is going. I've just got my render distance down low. So it's clearing out what cactus is. Oh no, it's just building the quarry straight off. Excellent. So that's us sorted. Fantastic. Right. I'm just going to stand here for a minute and make sure it all goes off nicely and get started, and I'll cut back to the sorting room in a moment. Okay guys, quarry's been running at full speed for about half an hour now, and it is running at full speed. And also, as you can see over here, we're still making more biofuel than we're using. I'm not sure why this tank's filling up to the top. There's probably a reason, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I thought it wasn't pumping out, so I moved the lever around to this side, but it didn't make any difference, it's still filling up. So yeah, we're making an extraordinary amount of biofuel at the moment. So I imagine we can probably run another quarry or two off of what we're making so far. And thanks to Burning Star 25, he very kindly donated some ores so that I could get my filters set up on the diamond pipes there. We don't have a gold ore, but it's not the end of the world. I'll just have to grab the gold out of these chests. So yeah, everything's either being voided or stored in these deep storage units as we wanted. And everything else that's not being sorted is just getting dumped into these chests now. I think we're going to leave it there, and hopefully when we come back on... Oh, actually, sorry. I converted a few diamonds so that I could make this chest bigger. the gold chest upgrade and a diamond chest upgrade. Because, you know, it's a large quarry. It's going to fill up the small chest with metals a lot faster than we can. A lot faster than we can deal with, and it'll just back up the whole system then until we start spitting ores out the top. So we'll leave it there. When we come back, we should have a crap ton of stuff that we can use, and in the next episode I plan on getting the emerald farm sorted out, which is what I was flattening off outside over there, if you remember. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and I hope quite a few of you are going to either see this and improve it, or ditch your having to move your nether pumps around and go for this setup instead, because it is renewable. It's set up now and I don't need to do anything else to it if I don't want to. Excellent. Take it easy, guys. Have fun.